Have you ever found yourself lost in thoughts so strange, so out of the ordinary that you wondered if you were losing your mind? What if I told you that these very thoughts might be the key to unlocking something extraordinary within you? Carl Jung, one of the most profound thinkers of the 20th century, believed that the human mind is capable of reaching heights that most people never even consider. He spent his life exploring the depths of the unconscious, uncovering patterns that he believed were not signs of madness, but rather indicators of a deeper, more complex form of intelligence. Today, we're going to explore 7 unusual thought patterns that don't mean you're crazy. They mean you're thinking in ways that could lead to groundbreaking insights and creative breakthroughs. If you've ever felt like your mind works differently, this is for you. Because what you're experiencing might not be a problem, it might be a gift. Jung's work was revolutionary because he didn't see the strange or unconventional as flaws. He viewed them as essential parts of the human psyche. The same mental processes that society often labels as weird were actually the building blocks of genius. True innovation and creativity often begin with thoughts that seem bizarre at first glance. Sign number 1. You question everything. The first sign that you might be operating on a different level of consciousness is when you find yourself questioning everything, especially things that others take for granted. Most people accept the world as it is without much thought. They see the sky as blue, the sun rising in the east, and society's rules as unchangeable. But if you're someone who constantly asks why and what if, you might be tapping into deeper awareness. Jung noticed this pattern in history's greatest thinkers. Einstein questioned the very nature of time. Darwin challenged the idea that species were unchangeable. Tesla pushed the boundaries of what was possible with electricity. These individuals weren't being difficult, they were thinking in ways that others didn't. If you find yourself wondering about the meaning behind everyday things, it's not instability, it's curiosity. And curiosity is the foundation of all great ideas. Sign number 2. You emotionally connect with the impossible. Another unusual thought pattern Jung identified is the ability to emotionally connect with scenarios that don't exist. Most people daydream, but not everyone takes their imagination seriously. If you find yourself getting deeply involved in fictional stories, feeling real emotions for characters who aren't real, or spending hours imagining worlds that don't exist, you're experiencing something powerful. Jung believed this wasn't just distraction, it was preparation for real change. Think of it as mental training for the future. When you create imaginary scenarios, you're building the emotional muscles needed to bring ideas into reality. Tesla imagined machines that hadn't been built yet. Einstein imagined riding on a beam of light, leading to revolutionary discoveries in physics. If you find yourself caring deeply about things that don't exist, don't dismiss it. That emotional investment is what makes breakthroughs possible. Sign number 3. You feel displaced in time. A third sign is when you feel like you don't belong in your current time period. This can be strange and disorienting. You might look around and feel like you were meant to live in a different era, more connected to the past than the present, or sensing you were born in the wrong time. Jung called this temporal displacement, and he believed it was common among geniuses. Many brilliant minds felt like they were living in the wrong century, more attuned to ancient wisdom or futuristic possibilities than the present moment. This isn't just nostalgia, it's a deeper alignment with timeless truths. People who feel this way often connect strongly with ideas and cultures from long before they were born. This temporal awareness allows you to see beyond your time's limitations and access knowledge others aren't even aware of. Sign number 4. You have complex internal dialogues. Most people have a single voice in their head, a consistent inner monologue. But if you find yourself having conversations with yourself, arguing with different parts of your personality, or debating ideas with an internal critic, you're experiencing something profound. Jung called this internal dialogue complexity, seeing it as psychological depth. The ability to engage multiple perspectives within your own mind was a hallmark of genius. Think of it as having a team of advisors in your head, each with their own insights. When you argue with yourself, you're not being irrational. You're exercising your mind for deeper understanding and creative solutions. This internal debate is natural and can lead to powerful breakthroughs when nurtured properly. Sign number 5. You notice hidden patterns. A fifth sign is your tendency to notice patterns that others miss. Most people see things as separate, disconnected events. But if you find yourself seeing connections where others don't, feeling like the world is full of hidden meanings and synchronicities, you're tapping into deeper awareness. Jung called this pattern obsession and saw it as key to the genius mind. When you notice recurring symbols, coincidences, or connections between seemingly unrelated things, you're not being overly analytical. You're accessing insight most people never reach. This pattern recognition can lead to profound discoveries in science, art, or personal growth. If you felt like the universe sends you messages through patterns, you're not imagining things. You're simply more attuned to reality's underlying structure. Sign number 6. You feel responsible for problems you didn't cause. Another unusual pattern is feeling responsibility for problems you haven't caused. If you find yourself feeling guilty about global issues, suffering, or injustices you had no role in creating, you're experiencing something deeper. Jung called this transpersonal guilt and believed it was a sign of expanded consciousness. When your awareness goes beyond the self, you feel connected to the broader human experience. This guilt isn't about blame, it's about empathy. It's realizing your well-being is intertwined with others. If you lie awake worrying about things you can't control, feeling personally responsible for others' suffering, you're not being unreasonable. You're aware of the world's interconnectedness. This sensitivity can be overwhelming, but it's also what drives the world's greatest leaders and visionaries to take action. Sign number 7. You question your own sanity. Finally, one of the most paradoxical signs is the habit of questioning your own sanity. If you find yourself constantly wondering if you're losing your mind, afraid that your thoughts are too strange or intense, you might be on the edge of something extraordinary. Jung believed this self-doubt wasn't illness, it was psychological maturity. He called it metacognitive doubt and saw it as necessary for the genius process. When you pay attention to how your mind works, questioning your own perceptions and beliefs, you're engaging in self-examination that few people ever do. This introspection can be unsettling, but it's incredibly valuable. It allows you to see beyond surface thoughts and access deeper understanding. If you felt your mind is too strange or unpredictable, this isn't weakness, it's strength. It means you're capable of seeing the world in ways others cannot. These 7 patterns: questioning everything, emotionally investing in the impossible, feeling displaced in time, engaging in complex internal dialogues, noticing hidden patterns, feeling responsible for collective problems, and questioning your own sanity are not signs of instability. They're signs of a mind capable of extraordinary things. Jung believed these patterns weren't random. They resulted from deeper, more complex consciousness. While they may seem strange, they're actually the building blocks of genius. If you recognize these traits in yourself, you're not alone. You're part of a tradition of thinkers, creators, and visionaries who've used their unique minds to shape the world. The key is embracing these thoughts, exploring them, and letting them guide you toward greater understanding. The challenge is learning to harness these thoughts meaningfully. It's easy to get lost in the strange, to feel overwhelmed by your mind's intensity. But Jung believed the most important thing was staying open, keeping questions alive, and trusting the process. If you find yourself thinking differently from others, don't be afraid. Embrace it. Let it guide you. Because what you're experiencing might not be a problem, it might be the beginning of something truly extraordinary. So the next time you catch yourself thinking something strange, something that makes you wonder if you're going crazy, remember this: you might not be. You might just be thinking in a way that few others can. And that itself is a rare and valuable gift. Don't suppress it. Don't apologize for it. Instead, use it. Let it lead you to new ideas, new perspectives, and new possibilities. The world needs more people who think differently, people brave enough to follow their strange thoughts to logical conclusions, willing to see the world not just as it is, but as it could be. That's the power of a mind that thinks differently. And that's the legacy of Carl Jung. If you found value in this, please share it with someone who keeps bumping into the same patterns. And if you want more videos that expand your mind and explore the deeper layers of psychology, consciousness, and self-discovery, subscribe to ThinkDeep and turn on notifications. Because the truth is, your situation is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of the version of you that's been waiting to live.